Hello and welcome to Ryan Watches a Movie. This is episode number 279. My name's Adam Patterson. I'm joined today by Kevin Rakestraw. How are you, Kevin?
Pretty good.
Nice. We're also joined by Ryan Holes. How are you? All right. What movie do we have you watch this week?
Sorority Babes and the Slimeball
Oh my god.
God damn.
It was worth it to pick this movie just to hear you try to get through the title.
Did you say that one more time?
Yeah, try it once more.
I didn't catch it.
Not right now.
No, I'll do it later.
You'll circle back to it.
Sorority Babes in the Slimeball Bowl-O-Rama. Slimeball, I can't even say it right. Sorority Babes in the Slimeball Bowl-O-Rama. This came out in 1988. Directed by the infamous David Duchovny. I have a synopsis here. As part of a sorority ritual, pledges and their male companions steal a trophy from a bowling alley. Unbeknownst to them, it contains a devilish imp who makes their lives a living hell. Picked this in honor of National Bowling Day coming up. This is the second Saturday in August.
Nice.
National Bowling Day. Ryan, tell us a little bit about Sorority Babes in the Slimeball Bowl-O-Rama.
Alright, well, there's two nerdy guys and a fat guy. And they're all sitting at home watching TV. Trying to scheme on how to say naked women. And they learn that the sorority in their town is accepting pledges. And if they go spy on them, there's a good chance they might say naked women. So they all go to the store now, and this sorority, they make the pledges do something, and then end up squirting whipped cream all over them. So the next step for the pledges is to go steal this bowling trophy, and they have to take the three guys along with them. So they go to this mall where this, for some reason, this bowling alley is in a mall. And it's not like a strip mall. It's like a regular, everyday mall. But it has a
Classic mall.
bowling alley. And you don't know it at the time, but you find out later. The head girl's dad owns the entire mall. So their plan is to go in and end up terrorizing all the people going after this trophy. And so they make their way in the mall, and eventually in the bowling alley, they come upon a female robber, and she is attempting to open one of the cash registers in the bowling alley. And for some reason, they meet and they instantly become friends. Well, the biker girl is kind of a bitch. But she ends up falling in love with one of the nerdy guys. At least I think so. There's only love music playing. There's no kissing or anything. So they find the trophy and they end up dropping it. And when they drop it on the amp is released. And when the amp comes out, he grants them all wishes. And then after he grants the wishes, he kills them. Like one girl has to be the prom queen, and one of the guys has to bang one of the other girls, and one of the guys asks for gold bars. And after all these wishes are granted, the maid sorority girl, she tries to flee. And when she tries to open the door, electricity knocks her out, apparently. And the two other sorority girls, they become evil. One becomes the bride of Frankenstein, and the other one becomes a demon. And they end up eventually, the one nerdy guy and the biker girl, they randomly find a gun. Which is, like, seriously, they're in a closet. They're looking around, they find this gun, pick it up, and then they clamp. And by the way, the clip only has 2 bullets in it. And they kill the demon and run away. And the bride of Frankenstein ends up killing the other 2 people. And then ends up going after the biker girl. And the biker girl ends up killing him. And her and the dirty guy trap the imp in a box on the curb and just drive by. Movie over.
Oh, movie over. So what did you think of this?
It was fucking awful.
Oh no. This is awful.
Everything I explained to you happened within an hour and 20 minutes. Second of all, random things just happen. The entire movie, and they're the kind of things that they further the movie, but you constantly in your head you're saying, how the fuck did that happen? So yeah, I hate it a lot.
No.
Oh.
It sounds like a goddamn mess.
Yeah, I saw this in April of 2016, and I do remember it being kind of a mess. I mean, it is directed by David Duchovny, so naturally there's a little bit of a messiness there. This is the same guy who did A Talking Cat, after all, which I think we have you review that?
Yeah,
Ryan? Pretty sure we did. Yeah. One of the worst movies ever made. So he's also the guy who did those 1313 movies.
Oh, okay.
If you remember those. I did watch one of them. Cougar Cult was the one I saw. Those are actually, you know what? I think I watched Giant Killer Bees as well. 1313 Giant Killer Bees. Yeah, those movies are pretty rough. So, you know, you gotta temper the expectations when going into this movie. This is a pretty solid 80s movie, wouldn't you say, Ryan? There's a lot of 80s.
The only cool thing, this movie, the entire time I watched it, I felt like I was in Nintendo video game. Because all they do is play that 8-bit music.
Felt like you were in a Nintendo game. All right.
It sounds like a great time, then.
Yeah.
Did you not have a good time?
I like that part, nothing else.
You love that 8-bit soundtrack.
Yeah.
That didn't get old after a while?
I mean, no, because it took me back to when I used to enjoy it. Nintendo.
What do you mean used to?
Yeah. What's this?
I said that wrong. It took me back when I was like 10 years old.
Gotcha.
And I enjoyed Nintendo back then.
I see.
I mean, I still enjoyed Nintendo. I just had many times back then.
Naturally.
It
Yeah.
was back when I could walk. A good time.
It was a good time.
Oh god.
So this stars Linnea Quigley, who many of you probably knows. She's a scream queen. I mean, she's like one of the original scream queens. She's in like 154 horror movies. She's in so much stuff. Return of the Living Dead is probably one of the big ones that she was in. She was in Silent Night, Deadly Night, Night of the Demons, and we can't forget Linnea Quigley's Horror Workout, which I thought was one of the funniest. It literally is a workout VHS, but it's done by Linnea Quigley. So she has these like sort of metal, like punk rock type outfits on the whole time. And as she's working out nonstop throughout the video, her boob just pops out and will just be bouncing around, and then it'll just pop back in. And sometimes it'll just pop out for a little bit and pop back in. It's a really funny video to watch. Linnea Quigley's Horror Workout. One of the things I remember being really bad about this movie was the imp, the little guy that comes out of the bowling trophy. Yep. I remember thinking to myself, "Oh my God, this is horrible even for a low budget 80s movie."
Yep.
They're like, I can't describe it.
It's like a little doll.
Yeah, there's no articulation.
Yeah.
On the creature, so it looks like it's literally just a guy just shaking it around. And I remember the mouth didn't even have articulation, so when it would talk, the mouth would look really weird, like it would look like somebody's just like sort of pinching it closed from the inside.
Yeah.
Wow.
I just remember that being really horrible.
This sounds even worse.
Yeah, it's not a good movie. I gave it a 2.5 out of 5 on Letterboxd. I remember being really excited for it just because of that cover and the title. I was like, oh man, this is gonna be some classic 80s, cheesy teen horror comedy, but it's not really that. It's just kind of boring and dumb. I think there's movies that do this a lot better, like Night of the Comet or even Chopping Mall. I love Chopping Mall.
Judging from the title of this thing, from the poster, sounds like it'll at least be a good time.
Yeah, it's I remember not really enjoying it at all. And it sounds like, Ryan, you hated it.
I was not a fan.
You weren't a fan. Yeah.
Doesn't like it.
So I mentioned some of the other series that David Duchovny worked on. In addition to those, he did. He's probably most known for the Puppet Master movies. He did. I'm trying to. He did. He looks like he started directing them with Puppet Master 3, Toulon's Revenge, and then he did a whole mess of them since then.
This guy's all over the place.
Yeah, he did Curse of Puppet Master, Retro Puppet Master, Puppet Master Axis of Evil. He owns that production company. I think it's called Full Moon.
Oh, yeah.
And
what's in this?
Yeah. And so he sort of self-distributes all of these movies. He's also done some family films like An Easter Bunny Puppy, sorry. Christmas Spirit.
Yeah, he's done like a number of Christmas movies. I mean, it's really bizarre to look at all the movies he's done.
I think Full Moon. Yeah, I think Full Moon has their own. They have their own like little streaming service. You can like kind of pay some money and stream all of the Full Moon stuff.
No,
for some, I can't imagine you'd want to do that honestly, but yeah, he's done A Christmas Cruise. My Stepbrother is a Vampire! Exclamation question! Exclamation!
I
like that.
They're a big fan of that. That's how a talking cat was.
With the exclamation point, question mark, exclamation.
Yeah.
Just a lot of astounded confusion, huh?
Yeah.
Oh boy. Yeah, so he puts out a lot of stuff, but I can't say as a lot of it is really quality. I would say that maybe this one is his best movie, honestly. I never saw Creepazoids. I want to see that one. That's the one he came out with before Sorority Babes. I heard Creepazoids is kind of a fun alien ripoff, so I'll check that one out. But yeah, the 1313 movies, avoid those at all costs. Those have to be the worst. A lot of people talk shit on A Talking Cat, but I feel like the 1313 movies are much worse than that one.
Yeah, because at least you got a cat.
Yeah, at least there's a cat in there. 1313 Bigfoot Island. Come on, it's just all of the covers are just like shirtless dudes.
Yeah, I don't think that you're like the recommended audience for the 1313 movies.
I don't think anybody's the recommended audience, honestly. He's also done Beach Babes 2.
Ah, yes.
Beach Babes 2, Cave Girl Island. And all the 1313 movies take place in his own house. Like he shoots them in his own home. So they all have the same.
Wow.
Like they all have the same setting.
That's actually pretty awesome.
Yeah. Any final thoughts, Ryan, on Sorority Babes and the Slimeball Bowl-O-Rama?
Nope.
Tell me that. All right, let's give you your drum roll. What do you give it?
1.
That's a 1 out of 10. Let's talk about National Bowling Day.
Hell yeah.
Woo. Gonna bowl it up. While it's possible that bowling-style games existed in ancient civilizations around the world,
they sure did.
We likely owe the modern game of bowling to the land of Germany.
Yes.
Kegels were used much like batons for protection or sport. They would place them at the end of an alley and roll a stone, attempting to knock them down. It was believed that by knocking down the kegel, their sins would be forgiven.
Of course.
Let's see how we observe this National Day. We gather a group of friends and family and go to the bowling alley. Use hashtag National Bowling Day to post on social media and alert others.
I love the wording of alert others.
Yeah, and alert others. Alert them. Warn them that National Bowling Day
is happening.
Is approaching. So is anybody going to celebrate National Bowling Day?
No.
No? Ryan?
Nope. Me and bowling don't get along too well.
You and bowling don't get along too. I would love to take you bowling just to see
It would be interesting.
Just to see how it turns out.
I don't even know how it's slot.
I don't think it would go well. That'd be my first guess.
Something tells me we'd probably get kicked out of the bowling alley.
Yeah, can you have, you have to wear special shoes. Can you have wheelchairs up there?
I don't know.
Because isn't there like a step up? Do they even have handicap accessible bowling alleys?
I don't know.
Because there's no idea. Steps down.
If not, I'm suing them.
You should. We should go in and just cause a big ruckus and hashtag
it
and alert others.
We got to document this and then just hashtag it up National Bowling Day. This is what happened.
Yeah, you got to alert others.
I'm not sure that. I mean, I feel like they would be required. Like most bowling alleys would be required to be handicapped accessible. But yeah, you got those steps that go down into the area, and then you have usually I think there's a step up, right?
Yeah, there's usually like one little step.
Yeah.
That's a lot of maneuvering.
It is. I imagine if we were to take you bowling, Ryan, you would just throw the ball and it would not go in your lane. It would go in an adjacent lane and it would probably crack the floor.
I feel as though it would drop. It would stay in his lane because he wouldn't be able to get enough momentum. It would just hit the ground really hard, crack the floor, and then just kind of stay there. Like it wouldn't even roll down the lane.
Or he would try to wind up and throw it behind him.
I just imagine that he would hurt himself some way.
There would be injuries. That is for sure. One thing is for sure, there would be injuries. Remember when you would try to play darts, Ryan? When you had that dartboard in your garage.
Yes.
We would literally put you 3 inches away from the dartboard, and somehow, amazingly, it was almost as if you were just trying to miss the dartboard. That's incredible. All right. Any final thoughts on bowling day or Slimeball Bowl-O-Rama?
Nope.
All right. I think that's going to do it for this week then. Thank you so much for listening. You can send us your questions and topics to feedback@filmpulse.net. You can follow us on Twitter @FilmPulseNet, @FilmPulseKevin, and @MyLegsDon'tWork. If you have a minute, take a look at our Patreon page, patreon.com/FilmPulse. Consider helping us out by becoming a subscriber. For Kevin Rakestraw and Ryan Holes, my name is Adam Patterson. We'll see you next week.
See you later.